Testing 1, 2. Okay, we good. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Chicago Conservative Live Stream Edition. I was gonna have a panel discussion for this today, but a lot of stuff came up with everybody, so I'm gonna just do it myself today, guys. So today we're gonna be talking about this horrible podcast that Michelle Obama started with her LGBT ABC as brother. What's going on, Miss Sharon? Andrea said Trump called his supporters stupid and weaklings for wanting the files to be released. Then tried saying it was a Democrat hoax, then said it didn't exist. He is hiding something. Andreas, I made a whole video about it, bro. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? And come back and give me your opinions about it. Or if you watch the video, then you should already know my opinions about that. But I'm not talking about Epstein today, guys, unless it's relevant to the conversation. But man, this podcast that Michelle Obama started, I mean, I don't know if this was just to get back at the right, because I guess she felt like dudes were doing more podcasts and, this, that, and the third. And there's nothing masculine about this podcast at all. So I guess, did you guys hear about the Democrats spending over $20 million to reach out to young men? It's ridiculous. So I don't really see a point of that at all. But we about to hop right to this video because we got the one and only Barack Hussein Obama, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even know if this guy's from America for real, for real. I heard his birth certificate was fake. It could be edited online. But my thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama has just been very, very detrimental to the black community. And, you guys heard him when he, was speaking for Kamala Harris to the young men and stuff, saying, you guys better fall in line and vote for that quote unquote black woman. So yeah, he's facing a lot of backlash right now. Nobody cares what he got to say. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we about to start. And before we start, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And I tend to get super chats. I don't ask for super chats, but if anyone do send a super chat, I'll read it out and put it on the screen and stuff like that. So thank you guys. And we about to start. And hopefully this video don't get taken down, guys, because, they on that copyright bush. You know what I'm saying? So if I pause it, I'll pause it. But that's so they won't shut the stream off. Okay, guys? So we finna get right into it. Let's roll the clip.
This woman came up to me and she was so nice. She was like, can I have a picture? Yeah. And then, so you know how you get the side hug? And she's like, what did he do?
And you knew she was going to say what
he did. And I was like,
it wasn't like, what happened to him?
That is so
It was
terrible.
Like, how'd he mess up?
And I said, well, what makes you think he messed up? Why couldn't it be her?
Why did you just say no one messed up?
Well, because I wanted
I don't think we gonna finish this, man. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. This is already over cringe, man. Like cringe alert is like over 1,000. So you already starting off the podcast. I don't know if this is like a preview or something, but it's like it sounds like you ain't taking accountability or whatever the hell happened. Michelle is the worst, man.
To keep this conversation going so that I can tell you about it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we're going to skip all that.
Little flight delay.
I had
today.
a little travel issue, but I'm not going to complain because we have been doing this for a little bit now.
I know. It's always a little dicey when you have
when somebody's got to travel.
Yeah.
And, I'm traveling in these streets like a regular person. So I got to be careful. But it's not. For those of you, it was a little bit of a weather delay.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't fly into D.C.
Yeah.
Had to divert our plane to Pittsburgh. I ended up staying in lovely Pittsburgh for about 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
and I got here.
Man, this dude is This dude is such a soy boy, man. They really think people like this is what's going to bring masculinity back into the Democratic Party? This is why you guys suck. Nobody gives a shit about what your gay brother has to say.
In one piece about midnight.
Always grateful.
And I was able to head over to my Airbnb without bothering you. I didn't have to wake you up at 1 in the morning.
We miss having you stay with us, though. You're such a Airbnb devotee.
You said, show the hug at the beginning, bro. It looked like an old friend who hasn't seen the other friend in like 6 months. Stupid awkward. Let's see. Did I skip too fast? Let's see. Damn. Wait a minute.
Ace Home Lending.
Hey, little girl.
Welcome to DC, my brother.
I am so happy to be here once again.
Yeah, it's
Hey, little girl. Her hugging Barack.
good to have you in our town.
How's
it going? You had a little flight delay.
I had
today.
a little travel issue, but I'm not going to complain because we have been doing this for a little bit now.
I know it's always a little dicey
when somebody's trying to travel,
yeah.
and I'm traveling in these streets like a regular person, so I got to be careful. But it's not it. So for those of you, it was a little bit of a weather delay.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't fly into DC.
Yeah.
Had to divert our plane to Pittsburgh. I ended up staying in lovely Pittsburgh for about 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I got her in one piece about midnight.
Always grateful.
And I was able to head over to my Airbnb without bothering you. I didn't have to wake you up at 1 in the morning.
We miss having you stay with us, though. You're such a Airbnb devotee.
I am. I've really changed my behavior. But
how's this one?
This one's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
This one's really nice because it's just ordinary. It's like an ordinary spot. It's
Are you
not
in a neighborhood
grand.
this time?
I'm in a neighborhood. Can walk around and.
My thing is this, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all don't even got a podcast that y'all regularly do the show at. Like, I knew it was like, why is the scenery always different whenever she do this podcast? That's what I'm saying. Like, so y'all can't afford a regular spot just to do a podcast like any normal person? That's why your podcast sucks. Like, just find a spot. Y'all have millions upon millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure the Obamas is probably billionaires at this point. I don't get it, man. Sorry, guys. I'm sending a link to a few people. This is crazy, man. Okay. Let's continue this. Man, this is really hard to listen to, man. If you guys want me to roast them, I would at this point.
Right across from a church.
How far are you close to us?
I'm about 2 miles from here, so it took me like 20 minutes to get here this morning.
Right, that's good.
It's really a neat.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here,
and we've got a very special guest today.
Let me
stop and say very special. Someone near and dear.
This is the episode that everyone's been waiting for.
Because
with bated breath. Because
ain't nobody been waiting on this shit. What are you talking about? Maybe some far leftists or some stupid black folks. But ain't nobody been waiting on this. Chill out.
My brother-in-law.
He doesn't look healthy at all. This dude actually looks awful. Like, dude, do you smoke cigarettes or something? Or is it never mind. I ain't gonna say that because YouTube.
Your husband,
my man,
the former president of the United States.
My man, like, what are you doing, man? You are such an embarrassment to your husband. It's ridiculous. This could never be my wife. My man, you put my shoulders up. My man. Like, what? You are a former first lady. What are you doing? Stop trying to be all cultural and black. Fucking clown.
He made time in his busy schedule
to
come on
so
IMO.
Busy.
We are just so grateful. We have the former president of the United States. We are honored
to have Barack Obama join us.
Barack Obama,
Barack Hussein Obama.
Can you join us on
Come
our
on
set?
out here, brother.
Welcome to IMO. Look at you.
How are you?
Wait, you guys like each other?
Why are you... Wait, what? First of all, the pat on the back is just weird, bro. What are y'all, cousins? Like, what the hell am I looking at right now? Why would you give him a pat on the back? This is so awkward. The kiss was fake. She didn't kiss him back. And it's just weird.
Wait, you guys like each other?
Oh, yeah, really, huh?
You guys like each other? Like, shut up, cringe ball, milk dud.
The rumor mill. It's my husband, y'all.
Okay. Y'all got to do the masculine brotherly. Okay, yeah, I forgot.
She took me back.
Now don't start.
I can't.
It was touch and go for a while.
It's so nice to have you both in the same room
I
together.
I know, because when we aren't, folks think we're divorced.
Let me tell you. First of all,
why is that the first thing you talk about? First of all, and second of all, why is this dude sitting with his legs crossed? Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Imagine you just do, what up? Wait, hold on. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Do the whole little shindig, right? What up, brother? You know what I'm saying? What's good, brother? And then this dude sit in a chair and freaking cross his legs. This is absolutely insane, man. Hold on, I think we got somebody else joining us, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, Mr. Andy?
All right, what did I miss?
Man, nothing too much, man. Just Barack Obama being masculine, quote unquote. This dude got his legs crossed, as you can see. This dude is a clear soy boy. But
yeah, when I saw that, I thought, oh, wow, Barack is going to come out against the woke. And then he really didn't directly come out. He kind of indirectly came out against them. So it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I see, man. But let's continue.
Because when we aren't, folks think we're divorced.
Let me tell you. First of all, see, I'm in Wichita, Kansas for Austin's tournament. And you know, this podcast has made me quite popular.
You're big.
No, it hasn't. Who are you? Who are you, dude? You're not popular. You're being made fun of. This dude is so delusional, man. Did anybody know who this guy was before he started doing these dumbass podcasts?
No.
Like, come on, man, get real.
Big shot.
Famous.
And people come up to me all the time. This woman came up to me and she was so nice. She was like, "Can I have a picture?" Yeah. And then, so you know how you get the side hug, and she's like, "What did he do?"
And you knew she was gonna say what he did.
And I was like,
it wasn't like what happened to him.
That is so
It was like,
terrible.
how'd he mess up?
And I said, "Well, what makes you think he messed up? Why couldn't it been
why
her?"
did you just say no one messed up?
Well, because I wanted to.
Why couldn't you just say no one messed up? What are you talking about, man? So no accountability as a former first lady? Noted, dumbass.
I wanted to keep this conversation going so that I could tell you about it.
Oh Lord!
I was like, what? And she's like, "He did something, didn't he?"
Oh.
I was like, "Don't worry, everything's fine." And she, let me tell you, she was so happy. You would have thought I gave her a Christmas gift.
These are the kinds of things that I just miss, right? So I don't even know this stuff's going on,
right?
And then somebody will mention it to me, and I'm all like,
Man, this is trash, guys. I don't think I can. I'm not even 5 minutes in yet. Oh no. Yeah, guys. I don't know if I can be able to finish this whole thing because they not talking about anything. Let's see the topics, man. Because I cannot just listen to them just talk like this. This is honestly hurting my ears. Let's see. Courtesy, kindness, emotional growth. Like, come on, man. These titles are so gay. Lessons from their father and gender roles. Black women media, parenting then. What being a man meant then versus now. Okay. Let's start right here. Because they're not talking about pretty much nothing. Like, come on, man.
I don't remember maybe when I was a really young child, other than the idea that guys were strong, they didn't whine, they were tough.
They were expected to go to work.
They worked
and provide.
Right.
Something that your party don't do. You should be talking about the Democratic Party because, you know, they're the ones that rely on the government majority of the time. So hopefully y'all talking about them. What you think, Andy?
I'm still getting used to why is Michelle here when she is separated from Barack?
Well, I guess the notion they're trying to put out there is that they're not getting a divorce, but you know that's just for PR. So,
oh, I see. Man, she said some hard things about him. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, and then in one of her episodes, wasn't she talking about how she will screw another guy basically if she wasn't married or something?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
really?
Like, yeah, some white dude. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to pull it up.
Wow.
And protect.
Yes.
I mean, and I think back about Dad. I think when I'm thinking about Dad as a role model, I remember the fact that here you have a man who has MS and he's getting up and he's going to work absolutely every day.
Right.
And he is not complaining. That's another thing. Men didn't complain.
You don't complain. Then. You're stoic.
You were. Yeah, I love that word, stoic, Coach.
What do you think the Democratic Party do all day? You do know majority of men in the Democratic Party are the ones that are whining, right? Us that are like far left, or even, I mean, not far left, excuse me. Us that are like center right. I'm not going to say far right because I'm not a far right, but still, at the end of the day, we know not to make any excuses. This is stuff that we know. You need to be telling your own party this.
Coach Carmody used to use that all the time, stoic. But our dad never complained. He never got up. He had a sense of humor. That was another thing that you learned from guys, is that you needed a sense of humor. Right. But one of the most important things that I remember is that you got along.
Got along.
You got along.
World, period.
Period. You got along with the other guys you were with. You got along with your teammates. You got along with your coworkers. Nobody wanted to be considered a jerk.
That is true. Some of the definitions of manhood, I think, were negative, right? You don't whine. You don't cry.
No emotion.
You're not a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the thing you brought up, though, about being a protector, because for some reason, that part of it, I think, appealed to me. And at its best, it then counterbalanced the idea of being strong, right? Like, you're strong not to pick on people, right? Not to be a bully, not to dominate others. Instead, it's strength in order to protect, right? And for me, a lot of being a man was being self-sufficient, right? The idea of I can handle myself and make my way through the world. And
I'm sorry, just listening to this dude, it's just a load of shit, man. I cannot stand Barack Obama, man, like at all. I literally cannot stand this dude.
I tell this story. You've heard this story, and sometimes people kind of freak out. Fairly early on, because
I do freak out over
because
this.
I was living in Indonesia. I'd fly from Hawaii to Indonesia on my own if I was visiting my grandparents, even at the age of 8. Yeah, and it was cool because stewardess was there. She'd grab you and it put you in the seat and give you a little. If it was Pan Am, they'd have a little
flight pin,
flight pin, and give you soda pop, and so I felt very grown up. I didn't mind. So I was used to traveling pretty far distances alone, and coming back.
This is like the slowest moving podcast I've ever seen in my life, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like I got a really good attention span, but why is this podcast moving so slow?
Well, he's repeating himself. I mean, he's just using different words to say the same thing over and over again.
Like, dude, just get to the point and move on to something else. You talk like a damn girl.
Yeah, you might want to consider skipping forward.
Jakarta.
I'm sorry, what you say, Andy?
You might want to consider skipping forward in the hope that we can skip over him repeating himself a few more times.
Yeah, for sure. Because this is good. This is crazy, man. It's really hurting my ears.
Indonesia, when I was at this point probably 10, maybe 11. My mother, who was working there and was about to go into the field, dropped me off. I had my little suitcase, and she gave me a hug. Love you, babe. And then took off. And she was about to actually leave the city.
Didn't walk him to the gate. Just
at
the airport.
We were there.
Yeah.
And come to find out, she'd forgotten to give me my passport.
Oh, wow.
So, and I didn't really kind of find this out until I'm about to go through customs. And so I'm problem solving a little bit here, and I'm thinking, okay, now Jakarta is a city of like 8 million people.
Right. It's not a small airport.
No, this is like being in New York or something, being at LaGuardia.
And there's no cell phones.
And there are no cell phones back then and whatnot. So I'm thinking, okay, I think she had to stop by her office first before she left town.
Well, why does that matter, man?
I asked,
what? I'm sorry.
Stuart.
You got to get...
Can you give me a ride to
I don't care about
where my mom's office is?
Oh, sorry. Let's go to
got this thing. Right. And then that business.
Right. Probably most kids.
A lot of kids.
Across the country. Yeah. If, you're a single parent, you don't have somebody at home, a lot of kids are, they got to get up, make their own breakfast, find their way. They're doing that every day.
That's because women would rather work nowadays besides stay home and do the motherly duties like how they're supposed to, but they rather have the system raise them while they go work and the father work. Or that's even if the father's in the home.
Because there isn't an alternative.
Correct. And figuring out what that balance is.
There is an alternative. I just said it. How about the mom stay home while the dad works like a normal family? What are you talking about? That is the alternative. The mom can stay home, cook breakfast, cook lunch and dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about?
That's exactly the point. What is the balance?
It's tough.
Which is very different from how we parent.
There is no balance when it comes to that. Because if both parents are working, then who's raising the kid?
Parented our kids, how Kelly is, and you and Kelly are parenting your younger sons now.
Part of it, don't you think part of it was also time specific in the sense that when we were coming up,
is it one of Barack Obama kids LGBT? What are you talking about, bro? How did those parenting skills work out for you? Like, come on, dude, give me a break.
The idea of kids just being out and having adventures and just getting home in time for dinners, especially during the summers, right? Part of what happened, and I maybe affected boys a little more than girls, I don't know, is that freedom, that sense of being able to build up resilience and a sense of competence and a sense of I can manage the world around me because the stakes weren't so high. When I think about kids now on the South Side, same neighborhoods where you guys grew up, but the chances of possibly getting shot or the chances of, some other terrible thing happening.
That also starts in the home, Barack Obama. What are you talking about? Maybe if the parents teach the kids to prioritize education besides rap music and dumb shit, then maybe we wouldn't have this problem
happening or higher. And I think that affected everybody's parenting, and it affected how we handle kids, right? So that now suddenly, instead of just saying, all right, get out of here and come back for dinner time, now it's a play date. And where are you? And do we know the parents where you're playing? And so on and so forth.
We see a good example in it in one of my favorite shows on Netflix that has become the topic of conversation amongst a lot of people, particularly in Black homes, is this series Forever, which is a beautiful story of young love in a Black neighborhood. And it is, it's
done that, or you guys wouldn't have done that. That was eye-opening. As Emma's trying to raise these boys, and so she's trying to be somewhere between Forever and then the other show that people are talking about, Adolescence, which I haven't watched yet, which it gets into sort of the misogyny that young boys are exposed to,
and the online,
the manosphere.
They're getting their parenting.
They're getting their
online.
parenting.
They're getting their notions of manhood from
extremists.
Extremists.
Nah, we ain't getting it from extremists. We getting it from people who are realistic, people who are truly trying to bring masculinity back, people who believe that boys can't be girls. What the hell are you talking about, man? There's nothing. Oh my God, there's nothing these people that are convincing. I mean, they're not convincing me, obviously, but if their job is to convince the Democrats or the men in the Democratic Party that this is masculine, they are failing miserably. He already got his legs crossed like a you know what.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because let's go back to the original question. All right. Emma's trying to figure out how to raise boys. I think we did a pretty good job of raising our girls. But I've said often that I think I would have had more difficulty raising a son.
I agree.
Because I think I might have been more judgmental, harder, and I would have tried to. I'd like to think I would have been.
Bro, you got to be kidding me with this dude posture right now, bro. You got the gay guy sitting more masculine than you. Your wife is sitting more masculine than you, dude. You literally look like you. All right, man. Let's just keep going.
Been more self-aware enough to.
Andy, you can hop in whenever you want, man. If you got something you want to say. I think we got somebody else in too. We got Mitch in the building. What's going on?
What up, Big G? What's going on with you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
All right, welcome.
What up?
Man, we got this terrible ass podcast or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Man,
I don't even
look
know
at
what the hell
this.
you want to call this, but Barack Obama, I guess, is trying to show how masculine he is, and he doing a fairly good job at that.
Well, look at him, Marcus Vineyard style. Got no socks on with the white shoes, his legs crossed. Look at him.
Pants is high as hell, like, bro. It's almost to your damn, I don't know, bro.
Hey, if you seen from the beginning, you see how she gave him a hug. She pat him on the back.
That's all, she pat him on the back like they friends. Like, that's awkward.
Like they cake. Oh man, that's so awkward.
Because we're getting a divorce. They say we're getting a divorce, and I'm just gonna hug you, and you can just peck me on the cheek, and yeah, people will believe it. Like, shut up, man.
To combat that, but I just think father-son relationships for me, particularly if I don't have a dad around to show it to me, might have been more difficult. So talk about, Craig, just how you thought about it. Was it just you took what your dad had done and you said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try the same thing.
Or were there things
did
you
it
didn't
change
wanna
over
do?
time?
It was a little bit of everything, but with both what you're both saying. Initially, I thought, okay, I'm gonna take.
This dude got sons, man. This is a tragedy. This is an absolute tragedy, man. You know his sons done got indoctrinated.
Bro, this
Now,
is
all
so
types-
boring. Jesus.
I
This
know,
is
man.
crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
What are they even talking about? Like, they rich. Shut up.
Right.
Dude, they rich. What are you talking about the past for? Hell, I ain't got money like they do, and I don't even talk about how I grew up.
I'm honestly not sure, man. That's what I was saying. Like, I guess Barack Obama's talking about masculinity and raising boys and how boys become men, and you know what I'm
He
saying?
didn't raise no boys. Shit, he didn't raise no boys. He raised 2 girls, supposedly 2 girls, and they're not even sure they his kids.
Right,
They
exactly.
trying to relate. They trying to relate. You can't relate to us. You worth over $100-some million. You can't relate to normal people. Get up out of here.
He's crazy.
Take what I learned from Dad, all the things that I thought were positive, and then the couple of things that I thought were negative, I was going to try and repurpose.
Right.
What were some of the positives?
Well, it's just kind of the stuff that I named before. The willingness to get up and go to work every day, taking me
That's what you're
with
supposed
him
to do.
to see what it was like to have male relationships, either at work, at the barbershop. He didn't go to the gym, but in places where men hung out.
Right.
The one thing that you were supposed to get right, you didn't get right. You dumbass. Oh, he did all of these things. He didn't go to the gym, but he did all these other things. Like, dude, going to the gym is masculine, bro. Staying in shape is masculine. So you said all this dumbass, whatever the hell he just said. That his father
I hate
did.
that whole bar. I hate that whole. One thing I hate, bro. This is it might be slightly off topic, but not. But they always equate black men to the damn barbershop. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Like that's that's where we always hang out at. I don't hang out at the barbershop. I cut my own hair. It's like we didn't go to the barbershop. You didn't go to the gym. The places where men hang out at. We hang out at a lot of other places. It always irks me. That always irks me. Like, come on, man. They trying to relate to us. They trying to relate to people, but they still don't get it because he's still not us. I mean, well, I know her brother is, but hell, these people grew up on 70-something in Euclid, supposedly, and now they living in Martha's Vineyard for some reason. So I don't know.
Yeah. Barack Obama, he made his name, he marketed his name.
Nice. Michael Jordan did the same thing. I guess it was smart because everybody got to pay to use his name and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just talk about sellout, and then people want to try to call us sellouts. But man, that's
right.
It's really just a sellout. It's like you listen to this podcast, bro. It's just hard because our level of thinking is just not this. So when you listen to it, it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's going fairly slow in my. I don't know if it's me or the podcast.
No,
but
it's us. It's us because it's hard. How am I trying to? Because you could tell it's bullshit. Okay, that's why, and that's why it's hard for you to. They trying to trick you, and so it's like you really don't want to listen to it because you can hear the lies. It's like, oh, masculinity, and to go to the gym and go to the barbershop, and I didn't grow up raising boys. I'm like, what
he
what
didn't
the hell are
say
you talking about?
Go to the gym. He didn't say his dad go to the gym. That's the crazy part.
Okay, and he played basketball, so or Barack played ball a little bit or whatever either. So I guess he, work out a little something or whatever. But who cares? Like, this is not our problems now.
No policy at all, though. They ain't gonna talk about how bad of a fucking president he was, right?
Lucky he had Michelle because
Record store,
I say lucky he had Michelle because I guarantee you would have never probably won the second time. Maybe I don't know. But I don't know. It's just I guess she just gave him the look, like the look of normalcy, like he's really one of us when he's not. Hell, he's less than Kamala, almost less than what Kamala was.
Right.
You said her name right. That's right. I call her Kamala.
Go to the record store every now and then, and he'd have a bunch of friends there. That sounds like an old
I know the record
idea.
store.
Going to the record
Oh,
store.
it's come back.
It's come back.
Oh, has it? Okay,
Yeah,
good. Good.
It's retro.
But those were some of the positive things. You know, how to walk with mom when you're walking down the street. Always walk on the street side.
Yeah. On the street
And
side.
holding the door and opening the door for her.
This is how delusional black people is. So you rather your kid walk on the other side where the streets, where the fucking cars are, than the mom? Dude, I understand you trying to be a gentleman, but you can't be doing that shit at fucking 6, 7 years old, bro. You could potentially die. Like,
This
what the
is
hell?
crazy listening to this.
These people are insane, bro.
I wonder where they at. Cause they look like a
Airbnb. That's why I'm like, all this money they got. That's what I said earlier, bro. They got all this money and they can't even find her a place to do a podcast.
It looked like a bungalow on the south side. I can tell by the windows, like they just put some wallpaper up, decorated it nice. But I don't know. They got so much money. Like I don't know. I don't even know why they doing this. Her and what's his name from California? What's his name? Gavin Newsom. Yeah. Gavin. Yeah. They want to start all these podcasts. Like we really give a shit about what they talking about. Like they still don't want to talk about nothing. They still talking the same rhetoric they was the last 15 years, I guess, more or less, something like that. And they still not relating. I mean, what is he talking about? Like, yes, you had a black struggle, I guess, or whatever, maybe, but y'all made it out all right. Y'all worth $145 million. Y'all worth $145 million, bro. What the hell is like? All right, so okay, y'all, you worth all this money off the backs of what? Us, false presidency.
APAC probably too.
Yeah, but all kind of crazy stuff, and like
allowing her to go in. It was just things like that,
right.
and then I'd have to really work at thinking of something negative that Dad did. But
well, what about? Let me ask this though. I mean, Dad also came home, put his feet up. He didn't always cook, or he didn't do dishes, he didn't do.
But you have to remember that I was thinking at the time that was okay because he was at work all day and he needed to rest, and Mom was.
That is okay. What the fuck are y'all talking about? If Pops is working all day, he's not supposed to do shit. Why the fuck do Pops have to come home after work and do dishes and cook? What do you mean at the time you thought that was okay? That is okay. If the mom been home all day, at least she can do is make a nice hot meal for me and the kids. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, because you're ultimately gonna cook for yourself, but you got these black families that always eat out. They always eating fast food and stuff. That's why they so damn fat. But the thing is this: if you're a woman that cooks, you're gonna cook for the entire home. So all you gotta do is just put Pop's plate to the side. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is really, really bad, man. These takes are awful.
Was always cooking. So, but that's a good one. That's a good potential negative.
Gender roles, very clear.
Very clear gender roles.
Very clear.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to do the positive things and then sort of expose Avery, who's my oldest, to less of the negative things.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember, Avery's 33, so he didn't have to worry. We didn't have to worry about social media.
Mm-hmm.
There was very little internet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We really.
I've been cringing the whole time I've been watching this.
Wait, is he married?
I have no idea.
Brother.
I don't know anything about this guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know his brother, but still, like, I don't know.
I think he LGBT. He sound like it.
I think so. He got that look.
What is his name?
Something. I forgot.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, you know, they look almost just alike.
I'm
So
gonna look it
yeah,
up.
yeah, because I know didn't her mother just pass away or something? I forgot. Uh,
Let me see.
talk about come
Uh,
home and put his feet up. Shit, I got off work today. I've been at work all day. What's wrong with people?
nah, look like he
Jump.
married to a woman. He said he was married to his first wife, Janice Robinson, and they welcomed 2 children together, right? Son and a daughter. After they
Okay.
split, Craig met his second wife, Kelly McCrum, on the second night of NCAA March Madness. Final Four the following year. Craig and Kelly later married in 2006.
Kelly
Uh,
McCrow, she sounds white. I don't know.
yeah, she is. She is. She a white woman. I'm looking at her.
Wow. Wow, really?
Yeah, I feel so bad for her, man.
Wow. I didn't. I wouldn't. I'm about to say, yeah, because
Folk
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I had
Yeah,
something else in mind. Go ahead. Yeah,
dude is
Fruit
focused
Loops, man.
on
Yeah,
how
make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button coming in as well. We got a homicide detective's daughter, guys. We got a member in the chat. Not to be mean, but I thought he was gay. No, me too. I thought he was too. That's why I had to look it up. That dude is definitely got some sugar in his thing.
Yeah.
to behave out in public as a guy, or I should say, how to get along, how to treat girls, how to have conversations. But with Austin and Aaron, it's more of how do you deal with social media?
Yeah.
And which was in Forever, the whole premise of the show. What are you supposed to say when you do
Is this
that?
a spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Was a video that got leaked.
Mhm.
So we're constantly talking to them about that. And now I have even more things to draw from because I raised Avery.
Okay,
Right.
we're
And there
gonna
were some
skip this guy because
Yeah, please do.
this is
I don't know
crazy.
what he's
wonderful
talking about.
T.C.C. and this
What the hell?
the size of the ring,
What the hell? He just took over the whole podcast?
which will help.
Bro.
This is like got to be a
Can
commercial.
I ask, as you guys are talking about these characteristics and
Crazy.
traits, again, a lot of
This
it.
dude just said, "This is my podcast now." And then he just add like 3 folk.
That's
Like,
that's a reoccurring guest or something. She always has him with her or something.
I think that's her co-host.
Yeah, co-host slash brother, but you know, it's weird. Like she can't hold the
It is.
conversation like alone with
Nah,
people.
nah,
You don't
man.
think so?
I mean, look, I don't want to sound like a misogynist or nothing, but she's a woman, bro.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you can probably hold a podcast by yourself, Sean, better than her.
Yeah, I mean, because she's not interesting. I'm not saying like women are stupid or anything, but it's like,
No,
like
but she's
I
like,
don't
yeah,
think
you're right.
women
She's
are
not
like
interesting.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think like they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying women aren't like fascinating, but it's like when it comes to like exciting things, like, man, I want to see something exciting. Like, I don't really get that from women. You know what I'm saying? I get beauty. Like, when I see women, I see like, when I'm looking for beauty, like, yeah, I'm going to look at women, but excitement, like basketball, this is why like the WNBA sucks. You know what I'm saying? This is why women's sports, hate to break it to you guys, but women's sports kind of suck besides track and volleyball and boxing. Shout out Clarissa Shields and UFC as well. But other than that, I mean, nobody's watching women's basketball. Nobody's watching women's soccer. Nobody's watching that shit.
Nobody watching regular basketball because they act like little cakes in there.
And that's the low key. I was just gonna say low key. Nobody's even really watching the NBA like that no more.
Yeah, like it's boring.
That shit sucks.
But yeah, she's not like no Joe Rogan or no damn whatever, I forgot his other name is, but it's just like her flow is like, oh, what the hell? We still talking about your family. Like, even though I guess you're Barack, if your guess is Barack, which is your husband, which technically is your family, but y'all bringing up y'all side of the family, how, you know, his dad. I'm like, nobody kind of gives a shit. Like, all right, y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all not important no more. If this is out in like 08, 07, yeah, everybody be tuned in. Like, nobody, we done with them. But that's what I'm trying to say. I want to see you like, the real tripped out part is how he walked in, and if you looked at if you remember the Democratic convention in Chicago when she
Yeah,
introduced him, she did the same thing. Gave him that same hug, pat on the back, like this is. I'm
yeah.
like, man, that was if I had my woman, I'd
This
do all
woman
kind
is
of stuff.
so
I'd grab her
and
ass in public, do all
this
kind of stuff.
right. This woman is so evil. I'm glad you brought up the DNC, right? When she spoke, remember what she
Yeah.
said to the voters
Oh
in the
yeah.
Democratic Party? She said, vote against your family. It doesn't matter what they think.
Oh, I'm still mad about that.
Don't talk to your family if they vote for Trump and all this, that, and the third. Like, it was like, you're
They
dividing
really,
families.
they no, they, man, the Democratic Party, bro. Like, I literally don't talk to a lot of people no more that I did before 2020 than what I did before 2020. Like, it's bad because it's like now that I see everything, I don't relate to them. I guess how they feel about things, they don't relate to me. And then when
Right.
they come out and verify, because this is supposed to be black people's savior that didn't do nothing, uh,
Please.
they still listening to them. And it was like, yeah, don't vote for their family. What they tell you would don't eat Thanksgiving or dinner or all this other shit. If you vote for Trump supporter and all this stuff, don't do nothing for Thanksgiving. Don't get invited to the barbecue. All that stuff. You remember that? Like, don't get invited to the barbecue and all this other stuff.
That's the DNC. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm real pissed about that. Like, that's literally hurting
They said that on
relationships.
CNN.
Yeah, relationships are hurting dating. You know what I mean? I went out.
Marriage.
I tell you, I'll tell you a story another day where I went out with someone and she found out I was I supported Trump. It was just crazy after that. And I was just like, I'm still the same person if you didn't know that or not. You know what I'm saying? But people think
Right.
that we're like some, clan or clique or some of weirdos. But I'm just like, in theory, you voted for them, y'all the damn weirdos. But we don't want to tell you that.
Right. All right. Let's continue.
I
Yeah.
hear that gets missed, and it was missed in you guys growing up in definitions of manhood was the internal self.
Yes.
Right? Because all the stoicism is external. Manners, common courtesy, it's all external. Protecting, it's all outward. It's
Right.
like, how do you appear? I don't want you to get arrested, so you have to behave in a certain way. I want you to be polite because I want you to be safe, right? And there's not a lot of conversation at this table about, well, how do you feel?
Right.
And how are boys being taught to help sort through their internal selves? I mean, it's almost like you're supposed to pretend like you don't have an internal self, an internal emotion of hurt or fear or all the things that are natural of any human, but definitely, fears and emotions that young boys, adolescent men, grown men are feeling. But there's no talk in any of these conversations about being anyone, father present, father.
That's because we don't make like excuses. We just shut up and do it. And we
Yeah,
complain later after the job is done. The hell?
exactly.
Not helping boys guide through that piece of it. It's almost as if we are raising boys and pretending like their outward selves are the only things that matter. And therefore, who they are internally, how they process, how they deal with fear and hurt. Like that, that's not even on the list of.
No, I would agree with you. It's not on the list because I don't know about you, but during my upbringing, that what nobody talked about that.
Yeah, so that you couldn't even have that for yourself.
Okay, but you never thought as to why young men feel that way, why they have to keep their emotions inside, because when I've heard so many stories of men telling their girlfriends stories or their wives like, yeah, baby, this going on, and I got this going on, this, that, and the third. And as soon as they get in an argument, what's the first thing a woman do? She's going to use that against him. Every time when a man shows himself to be vulnerable to a woman, she uses that against him. Especially when the mom resents the dad, she uses the kid as leverage against the father, especially in the court system. When it comes to, and I'm gonna give you some numbers when it comes to this too, but you probably already know this because you are a numbers guy as well. But when it comes to child support, the government gets 66 cents on the dollar. So you're not even getting all the money that the father is that's supposed to be going to the kid. You're getting 33 cents out of the dollar, and the government is keeping 2/3 of the dollar. You feel what
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
saying?
know that. Never knew that.
Yeah, bro.
Never
When
knew that.
a man has to pay child support, 66 cents goes to the government, and the rest of the we talking out of every dollar that he has to pay. Okay, let's say he has to pay $500, right? Out of every dollar out of that $500, they're taking 66 cents out of that. So what's
That's crazy.
2/3 of 500?
Dude, 100, so 2/3, like almost $300.
Yep. So that's basically
Yeah,
gonna be
about $300.
yep. That's basically what the
Crazy.
mom's gonna be getting.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I didn't know that. That's something new. I'm like, thank God I ain't on child support. Man.
Yeah, man. I know, right? Me too.
Yeah.
Thank
But
God.
check this out. They cadence, bro. Like, listen to this. You see how hard it is to follow? Maybe it's me. Maybe I had a long day.
No,
But it's
it's
just like
not you,
it's
bro.
just
It's not you. This
it's
podcast
just like
is
the
moving
way
very,
they
very
talk.
slow.
They don't she over explains something, a question. She asks a question, gives an answer, then asks the question again and try to verify the answer. But she's like, wait, how you do this, and your father would deal with internal. You like, oh my God, like just spit it out. Ask one simple question.
And there's
And it's
never a
so hard.
solution. You're talking about the problem, but
Oh,
what are the solutions?
yeah, and
I wouldn't even.
My
and what
bad.
they still talking about, like, okay, they grew up. I mean, here's the thing, they still grew up good though. I mean, that's why I don't know. Like, bro,
They're
I know so many.
multimillionaires.
Yeah, but and here's the thing, they went to good schools or whatever. They made it out good, and they didn't live the hardest life in the world, bro. No way, no way.
Even
And
known
they
how to
they
have it,
talking
right?
about
Yeah.
this like they did. That's the problem. They
Nah,
talking about this like they did. Like they left. They like we was living so bad. Mom, dad came home, put his feet up. Yeah, that's what a real man do. What is you talking about? Like,
exactly.
this is crazy. That's what I said. Listening to them is crazy. Like, you still can't relate to us. You don't relate to us. Your early life don't even relate to us. Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
Exactly.
I would have. I'm just trying to think about the times when I felt insecure. That's
Mhm.
internal, or I felt fear, or I felt some sort of
It's
way.
okay, Miss Sharon.
I could always go to dad and say,
Look, guys, don't ever feel bad about not be able to do a super chat. It's okay. Don't worry about that, guys. As long as you guys hit that like and subscribe button, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad, Miss Sharon. It's all right, man. Don't worry about that.
I'm feeling this because of something that took place.
Mm.
It wasn't, I didn't even know that I could be feeling this just inside and not manifesting itself. It was always a discussion on something it was some issue that had come up.
And so it was a problem-solving conversation.
It was
Yeah.
always a problem-solving conversation.
Well, look, I do think that is part of the culture we grew up in. Was not that you didn't have feelings, but you ascribed them to a certain situation. Somebody's messing with you. You're getting bullied at school. You didn't make the team. How should you deal with this, right? And then there would be real conversations, but it very much was around, all right.
So you still don't give the solution to that. There would be real conversations. Okay, explain how the conversation would go, Mr. Former President.
Stuff happens in the world and you've got to deal with it. And it goes back to the whole notion of being strong, self-reliant, don't be a baby, etc. I do think that one of the differences for me was being raised by a teen mom.
White woman.
And
White.
young mother was, she would.
Now, if his mom was black, he would have said young black mother, young black single mother.
They call her a teen mom. A teen mom.
Teen mom. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Raised by a teen mom.
That don't even sound right.
Young.
Yeah, you got raised by your white grandma and a white nanny. So you had a real good Barry.
Harry,
Young
Barry
mother.
Sotoro.
Was
right.
She would talk to me a lot about how she was feeling. And in turn, I could talk to her about how I was feeling. And so I do think I developed some internal vocabulary around this. And frankly, and I know this, conforms to my nerdy reputation that my wife likes to tease me about, but books taught me a lot about emotions.
Why would she tease you about books? That doesn't even make sense, man. Let's keep moving. Because that didn't even make sense.
She a nerdy hood chick, bro. That's her really basis who she is.
Like, are you stupid? You're making fun of somebody that's reading.
And she's a lawyer, supposedly was.
How you both have managed to maintain friendships. What do you think is different about the way you guys have lived lives? I mean, Barack, you've maintained your friends through being in the White House, but there are a lot of men out there in the world who say that they don't have more than a couple of friends, if that.
I was in high school mostly being raised by my grandparents. Mm-hmm. And I ended up making a bunch of friends, a lot of them who were basketball players, but not all. And it wasn't until later that I realized, actually, they were all kids of divorced parents. Mm-hmm. So they're all being raised by single moms. It was almost like we kind of created our little tribe of found community, a found family. Mm-hmm. And you now know them all, Bobby, Titcomb, and Greg Orm, and Mike Ramos, and they were an opportunity for me actually to learn how to share. And what that did teach me was that having male friends I could talk to and count on was important to my life. Mm-hmm. And it turns out, actually, what we've learned is our nuclear family was healthier and happier precisely because we had a bunch of friends. And we had,
Oh, so you basically just admitted that a nuclear family is better for society, but you got the Democratic Party spewing single motherhood, and they don't need a man, and this and the third, and boss chick, and all this crazy stuff.
Kill your babies, do all that,
and vasectomies and free vasectomies. Get your free vasectomies here.
Yeah, do all that, but then they grew up totally different. Mm-hmm.
Right, but they grew up in a family-oriented home, though.
Yeah, essentially. Non-blood
evil man
aunts and uncles and cousins, play cousins and all that, who were around all the time, right? But even with my close male friends, there was a phase, when we were in our 30s and into our early 40s. First of all, we just didn't have that much money, and they were living in different places, so we couldn't see each other all the time. But we did stay in touch, and what I figured out, and that lasted through the White House, as I collected other friends and in Chicago and college, and was just being intentional with your friendships, making the investment, knowing it's important, letting them know they're important to you, your friends. Small gestures, all that stuff mattered. And I do think that guys sometimes don't do that. Like the idea is, all right, well, if you're around, we can hang out. If it happens, it happens. But
I know so many men who don't call each other.
Yeah.
They don't talk on a regular basis. They're
Right, they
best
just wait.
friends. And it's like, well, I saw him 3 years ago. He's my best friend.
Right. And so I think I have gotten better about this. And, one of the things.
Why do I feel like every time she talks, she's like bashing men, or she like using some type of stereotype?
Yeah, or either bashing him. Like,
Right,
it's either
like,
bashing man or bashing him.
Like, why do you keep trying to demasculate this dude? What the hell?
Yeah. I think because she knows something that we don't. Well, even though we kind of know too, but I think she really knows something that we don't, or she's seen something. And I just literally seen the shift in them, like literally with like the maybe, well, I don't know, they just don't seem the same they was like in 2016 when they left the White House. They was still all lovey dovey. Now they just seem so different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It seems like they just don't like each other no more.
Right.
That got me through the White House was that those same three friends that I knew, and from high school, I saw them all the time.
Yeah.
And Bobby Titcomb became was during most of the White House was a commercial fisherman in Hawaii. And Greg Orm was managing a yogurt plant in Oregon. And Mike Ramos was an accountant.
Yeah.
But the sense of trust and the memories we shared, and them having our backs, and them loving our daughters, and we set up this thing. Michelle did this. One of the best gifts I ever got for my birthday was my 50th.
All right, nobody want to hear that shit.
Maintaining your friendships and
man.
6, and there is.
Oh my gosh!
What is got commercials? What are you trying to sell something or what?
Why is he in a different shirt every
Over
time?
my-
This is so stupid.
You must be trying to sell something.
His head looks awkward too.
Yes.
You know those peanut heads from the Proud Family? That's what his head looked like. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, what do we say to Emma? Because again, we don't know whether she's parenting alone or whether she has a husband. But I do think that mothers struggle to figure out what do their sons need. And so they wind up operating out of their own fears and their own instincts, which is to love unconditionally. I think mom was like this. She raised me to be tough because I think she knew what it was like to be a woman. In her mind, she knew what she was preparing me for. The insults, the limitations, the whatever you can think of, the sexism, the biases. So she knew you have to have a mouth. You have to be able to speak up for yourself. With you, she wanted you to be nice so that you wouldn't get in trouble or you wouldn't get arrested. But was that who you were? So what do we say to the Emmas of the world? How do we sort of start thinking as a society about helping mothers raise sons because they're doing it alone and we're being told that we don't have.
Well, how about you tell them to stop having sex out of wedlock? It's plain and simple. Mothers don't have to raise their kids alone if they choose the right guy. Like, this is retarded, acting like this isn't the solution to the problem. Stop sleeping with douchebags and start sleeping with men who want to at least have the conversation of marriage with you and say, okay, I want us to get married. So at least when you get married, and if it doesn't work out, you can get a divorce and you can, have his resource. I'm not, condoning divorce, anything like that. But the thing is, that's at least you being secure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have what it takes to give boys all of what they need.
Well, look, I think you started hinting at it. As somebody who was raised by a single mom, not perfectly, but that unconditional love as a start is the right one.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, though, thinking about raising boys in the same way you're thinking about raising daughters, which is how do you make them good, responsible people who know how to function and know how to understand themselves well enough that they can navigate this really complicated world and setting high expectations. So there are a lot of these things that apply to boys and girls. I do think that there are some particular issues with boys that as a society we're not addressing. I do think as a society we have to create more structures for boys and men to have guidance, rituals, frameworks, encouragement, to be able to meet a wide range of role models so that whatever their inclinations, they can see a path to success that isn't just sports or money, making a lot of money. And so that's on all of us.
Man, you're talking about the Black community specifically. What are you talking about, sports?
Exactly, bro. Like, oh man,
that's a racist comment, but okay.
Us together. What I would say to Emma would be, in your community, even if you have a wonderful male partner who's in the house, I think it still would be good to find assets in the community, people in the community, friends in your community, places of worship,
like
community organizations, what have you, where there are a bunch of men who can be sort of elders to boys. And so they're not just looking at one particular role model, but many. And one of the things when Michelle and I first started dating and I'd go over to your guys' house, one of the things I loved was just, seeing all your uncles and your cousins. And there were a bunch of different kinds of men. There were men that were kind of soft-spoken, and then there were men that were loud, and there were men who were engineers, and then there were men who were police officers, or they drove a
cab. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
God damn, man. Why are you joking? We get it. There is a lot of diverse men, bro. Like, get to the damn point.
These people,
right? And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable.
What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, Obama.
So you need another man's perspective other than your father's when you're growing up as a child in a home. Okay, first of all, what other man are you seeing other than your dad on a regular basis? I mean, you probably, he probably has a brother, probably got uncles and stuff, or a grandfather, but the father's in the home every single day. So the kid is exposed to the dad majority of the time. What the hell is Barack Obama talking about? Ultimately, whatever the father teaches the kid is going to stick way more than what influenced the uncle and or the grandfather or whoever is the male role model in the kid's life. It's not going to, if the dad's in the child's life, I should say, and regularly they are,
Yeah.
Things I learned as.
Oh, my bad. My fault.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, I wouldn't say much. Yeah.
As a guy was, I had a gay professor in college.
Here we go. Who cares? Why you care about gay people so much, dude? Like,
I
just
know,
get
like that's his
out
whole
of it.
MO. Like, yeah, dude, like we don't
Jesus
care.
Christ.
At a time when openly
Yes.
gay folks still weren't allowed. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that
What?
to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? So you're basically saying you need someone that's gay in your group because you could potentially have a gay son? What the fuck are we doing right now, bro?
Did he just say that? Rewind that for a second. What did he exactly said?
Listen to this, bro. He basically said, and I'm gonna play it again, but he basically said that you might need someone who's gay in your group because you might have a gay son. Like what?
Boy.
you need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or whatever, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this. Right?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm done with this video. This is the biggest push of LGBT I've ever seen Barack Obama do in a long time. So I had a gay professor, and when my gay professor did, he would call me out when I was wrong, when I said something stupid. So what I've come to the conclusion is that you need a gay person in your life, a gay man in your life, because if you have a gay son, he won't be alone. You know what? Case closed. I've come to my conclusion, guys. This dude has not shown 1 ounce of masculinity in this video. He got his legs crossed. He letting basically, I'm gonna just call Michelle brother gay because the dude basically look and sound and talk gay. So
yeah, I thought he was at a point in time too.
Right. You got the gay brother speaking. You got Michelle Obama insulting you, basically, and insulting masculinity every chance she gets. I don't know what the hell that's about, but okay, whatever. Man, this dude isn't gonna help masculinity for the Democrats, and it's looking like this is a W for the Republicans, man. Barack Obama, you're still irrelevant, buddy. So go your ass back in your freaking mole hole and stay where you at, dude, because black people ain't falling for this crap no more. And this is why you lost the black people, because you keep trying to put this gay agenda, all this LGBT ideology crap into people's faces. Stop trying to tie black people with gay stuff.
Exactly.
Please. But that's all I got to say about this video. Case closed with this, and that's my final judgment with this. This dude has not shown an ounce of masculinity in this video. And the Democrats are super fucked.
They need to cut this out. Like they trying too hard. Like stop. Like y'all finish. Y'all need some new people. Like nobody care what y'all think. It don't matter if you spend millions of dollars on podcasts. I don't care where you go. You start talk shows. I don't care. Like we don't give a shit about y'all no more. I was one of them idiots. Like I told you before, I was one of them idiots walking down Michigan Avenue. All that goofy stuff when y'all won the election. Everybody down there crying. We all yelling, "Yay! Everything's gonna be all right. No more George Bush." All this other stuff. Man, that was a dumbass thing. Y'all are finished, bro. Like they finished. They super finished. Y'all can have all the podcasts y'all want. You see how they all came with podcasts like at one time, right? Gavin Newsom.
Absolutely.
Just get random kind of podcasts. Like we really give a shit about what y'all talking about. Your boy Gavin Newsom, he created a podcast in the middle when LA was still on fire. He started a podcast. Like, dude,
right. It wasn't even the water actually for them to put out the fire.
That was sad. Live next to the biggest ocean on the planet. You don't got no water. Boy. Only in California. Only in California. How you live next to the biggest body of water on the planet and you don't got no water to put out a fire. Wow. Yeah, but besides that, like they coming out with all these podcasts, and you see how disingenuous. I think I used that word right.
Mhm.
Look how disingenuous she is. Like it just don't seem like okay. You grew up hard. Shit, I got worse stories than she got, bro.
Factual. Me
I
too.
I got worse stories than she got.
Yeah.
And I'm still here, bro. Like I love the life I live. Like, what are you talking about? Well, my dad didn't come on. I watched my stepfather beat my mother, bro. Like, what is you talking about? Like, you had masculinity, man. Nobody give a shit. Y'all are all right now.
We are millionaires, literally, right? People are still
Yeah,
struggling.
y'all are, bro. They are. I think they probably got more money than that. But suppose there's 100. They probably he's worth 130 to 145 million dollars, bro. They got 6 houses. They got a 17. I don't know if that's 17 acres. Don't quote me on 17 acres. It might be 7 acres of land on Martha's Vineyard. Let's just say
They're
it's
doing
7 acres.
fairly exceptional, though. They're still doing
Fairly
fairly
exceptional. They doing excellent, bro. They doing
right.
excellent. So, all right, what is all this plight about? And y'all still grew up good. Y'all went to the richest, some of the best schools on the planet. Y'all talking about, well, dad, and and this, and I grew up with a single mother, and all my bad, a teen mom. What do you call them? That's what we call them nowadays. A teen mom, a teen mom, a teen mom. I grew up with my grandmother in Hawaii. Yeah, have you? Hey, I'm trying. Here's a conspiracy theory for you. Have you ever noticed like his story and Kamala's story almost sound alike?
I was just thinking that too,
Think
because
about it. He grew up with the teen mom. His dad's what, Nigeria, whatever he is supposedly,
Cuban.
and his mother white, Kansas white. Then they uh, grew up in Hawaii, came back somewhere
Mhm.
else, then come to Chicago. And Kamala's story is the same. Like she grew up. We don't even know nothing about her. So her dad used to sleep with one of the slaves. I mean, not one of the slaves, one of the plantation workers, if you want. She wanted to call them that. Sleep on the
Right.
plantation workers. That's how she came about. And then granddad was really Irish and all this other stuff. Then she moved from California to Canada, became a Sorro and hung out with the black people. And she liked dating black men, but ended up marrying a white Jew guy. Uh, and as you see, like they stories is like convoluted. What, bro? If I ran for president, like where you from? Like Chicago? Where you from? South Side? Where'd you move to? Out South? Where'd you move to?
Right.
Homewood, then back to Out South. I'll be around this whole area. Like this is not hard. I didn't move to Canada. Came back to Detroit. Went back to Chicago. Like they stories just don't sound. They stories sound so convoluted. And you know why I think that? Because they're not really genuine, like real genuine black people like me and you. Like grew up in this town. Like grew up here and I don't think they will ever have one of us, like one of, I guess what you want to call natural black people as president. That's why you talking about I grew up with a teen mom. No, your mother was white. Oh, you grew up with your white grandmother in Hawaii. Like, bro, that sounds like a paradise to me. I'm like, I don't, what is you tripping about?
Real Hawaii sounds real nice.
Yeah, it's not better than shoveling snow up here a long time. And that was back then. Like, what are you talking about? You talking about you had it hard and I don't know who to talk to. My gay teacher, my gay professor. You might need one of those just in case your son's gay. What the hell is you talking about?
That's why I'm like, I can't finish this. I'm literally done with this interview.
I'm just like, bro, I'm like my head hurt trying to figure out where's the conversation going. Like she's a
Yeah.
terrible host.
Moderator, yeah. Moderator, host.
Moderator, thank you. Yeah.
Whatever the hell you want to call it, host. She
Bro,
sucks.
I bet you if you set Barack in front of you, you would that'll be an interview for you. Like I can't
Oh
listen to
yeah,
this. Like they're not.
absolutely. Oh yeah, that's
Ooh,
gonna do real numbers, bro. That's gonna do
well,
real
I'll
numbers.
set fire to his ass. I'm
First,
like, all right, bro.
the first
First
question
thing I
I
asked him,
asked is,
the first thing I asked him, we were like, all right, you got in, you said you wasn't gonna have gay marriage. You come in, you give everything to them. I'm like, what's up with that, bro? Like, first thing I asked you.
I
That was the
asked him
first thing
something a little recent. I asked him something a little bit more recent. So in this recent election, when it comes to Kamala Harris, you previously tried to speak to young black men and basically try to tell them
Oh,
to
you
vote for.
remember that?
Can you explain that? That's what
Yeah.
I asked.
Yeah, you remember that, right? When he was talking to them people,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, what was he talking to me? He was talking to me in that little he was talking to him in the
Room,
uh
some little area.
yeah, some area where they was like, I guess they campaign, like Kamala's campaign. They're like, oh, we gotta get the Pookie and Riri. And what did he say? That's what he said,
Right.
right? The
No, yeah.
Pookies, and
No,
we gotta get the Pookies
it's
out the
because she
vote.
was a woman.
What'd you say again?
I said it was because she was a woman. He said, I know you guys, some of you fellas don't feel like you guys should vote for a woman, and that's not okay. Like, dude, shut up,
Well,
man.
that's partially true, but she's just definitely not the right woman. Definitely
Absolutely.
not the right one. If you want to have any woman, that was just not the right one. Sorry. I
So
mean, that's just that's simple and plain. And I had someone told me about that like a little while ago. No, you a woman. I'm like, yeah, that's part true, but I'm about to say she would have had to do something super astounding. But I mean, she's not a woman. She don't even have her own kids. I'm sorry, I hate to say it like that, but she's what, 60 years old, don't have no children. Like, think about that. Like, she has no legacy. I mean, she meat rode her way to the top.
yeah,
And
Kamala Harris has no kids, and that's really sad. But
it's sad
Andy,
because
hold on, let me get Andy in for a second because I know he been waiting patiently. Yo, Andy, what do you think about this whole thing, man?
Well, he's not going to say anything new here, so I don't think we're getting too much out of it.
Do you think he accomplished the goal of setting masculinity standards in the Democratic Party?
Well, what he's trying to do is he's trying to criticize the woke, but he has to do it in such a general way that he won't get canceled. So this was his tiny effort to do that, and it's not enough. The woke are just too feminine, and so he's just saying you
definitely.
got to toughen up. And so he will not say anything interesting for the rest of this interview. Should we talk about something else?
Yeah, guys, that's what I was saying. I just wanted to just do this, little panel because apparently everybody been making a big fuss about them saying that, oh, Barack Obama and Michelle isn't getting a divorce, and Barack Obama basically was trying to tell people how to be masculine, and he was very, very feminine during the interview, and Michelle was basically being a nuisance and things like that. So I just wanted to watch it with you guys. So I
I
appreciate
mean,
you guys.
even if they do get a divorce, who's he gonna go to? They already killed this lover. My bad. I don't shouldn't even say that.
Yeah, it was worth trying to watch it.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
hard.
I tried, but I couldn't do it, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's
I
just too.
literally
It's
couldn't.
just like it's so fake, bro. It's. I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that their story is like not true. Like, yeah, we know y'all. I mean, y'all grew up in a struggle. Like, she grew up on. She grew up on 71st Street. Okay, fine. All right, things wasn't sweet did back in the day, but you went to college. You did good at school. You talk about Barack reading, which you probably read more than him. She made more money than him for a while, I believe, right? Because
Probably.
I believe he was broke for a little. I think he was kind of fake broke when she met her. When they got her, when they met each other at school. But he didn't have the she was the breadwinner, bro. He was not the breadwinner. So I mean, they talk about the struggle. It's like, oh, okay, all right. So what else you talk about? You could tell me that story once. That's it. Tell me that story once. All right, that's it. We don't need to hear it again and again and again. Yeah, you grew up on 70 some street, whatever. You live with your weird looking brother, which he looks suspect as it is. Uh
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
But
so it's kind of like, yeah, I'm
it's
good.
it's just basically her just honestly it's just her pooping on Obama. That's what it looks like to
Yeah,
me. It's looking like she's not trying to do any favors for the masculine people that did vote Democrat. And she's
yeah.
basically just making the party look more and more feminine. And yeah, that's all we're gonna say about that, guys. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Shout out Mitch, shout out Andy. I think he had to get out there a little earlier. But we are now at the hour 30 mark, guys. So we gotta end it here. But before we end it, we gotta shout out the top 10 fans, guys. This is something fairly new that I start doing in my live streams. So I just shout out my top 10 fans. And number 1 being Miss Sharon. Thank you. I love you, Miss Sharon. I appreciate you. Number 2 being Continue Freedom. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. Number 3 being a homicide detective's daughter. I appreciate that as a crew member. Number 4 being Andreas. Appreciate that, man. Number 5, Andre Cook. 6 is Kelly Settles. 7 being what's her name? Support Dog Mom. Just I don't know. Support Dog Mama, I should say. Number 8, we have Boy Bye 2025. Okay. 9, Gerald, and 10, Clayton Moore. So, yep, that's the top 10 fans for tonight. And then we have more supporters as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the live stream tonight. I really appreciate you guys doing this boring ass live with me. I will honestly try to never do anything like this ever.
We still
again.
make it fun.
Yeah, we made it pretty decent. Yeah, I think we made it to, and then we were skipping a little bit too. So yeah, I cannot watch.
Take it, bro. It's just the flow. It's just the flow of how they talk. It's just, oh my God. Like, they need to ask questions. Do like a Joe Rogan, ask a question, sound interesting, then get the other person. She just rambling on about one stuff we know we don't even care about. She can't even make her question, can't make her conversation sound interesting.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
But all right, I love you guys. I'll see you guys
All
next
right,
time. Shout out Mitchell as well, and shout out Andy. Thank you guys for joining the panel tonight. I'll see you guys. I will say tomorrow, another live stream tomorrow, or I might do another live stream later on. But no, I'll probably just wait on tomorrow, guys. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Be safe. Peace.